Welcome to Dave's Daily Crypto Take. Today is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. Let's take a look at today's charts. At number one, we got BTC, $61,620.96, down 6.13%. Ethereum, number two, $4,351.71, down 7.16%. Binance Coin, number three, $616.06, down 5.89%. Tether at number four, $1. Solana, number five, $228.96, down 4.97%. Cardano at number six, $1.95, down 4.93%. XRP, number seven, $1.13, down 6.35%. Polkadot at number eight, $41.96, down 10.34%. Number nine, USD coin, 99 cents. And last but not least, number 10, Dogecoin, 24 cents at $4.86% down. Let's take a look at the crypto fear and greed index. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. So we got is greed at 71. Yesterday was greed at 72. Last week was extreme greed at 84. And last month was extreme greed at 79. Let's take a look at our 5 articles today. Article number one is, what is the next big cryptocurrency to explode in 2021? Article number two is, entrepreneur Dinho shares how he is garnering 12,000 Shiba Inu tokens daily from an old laptop. Article number three, Anthony Scaramucci urges investors to buy Bitcoin, says it's headed for 500K. Article number four, Cardano records 2 times higher transaction volume than Ethereum, ranks second most active chain. And last but not least, our main topic today is how 4 NFT novices created a $1 billion ecosystem of cartoon apes. All right. So before we get into the articles, just want to say thank you so much to all my supporters. Again, as always, please like, share, subscribe if you can on the YouTube space. And if you're in the podcast space, catch me on Google, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Other than that, thank you so much for all your continued support. Let's get into it. Article number one is, what is the next big cryptocurrency to explode in 2021? So cryptocurrency might have started out as a wild west of investing dominated by mavericks, but it's now firmly in the financial mainstream. Institutional investors and big banks treat it as a serious asset, even during a year marked by volatility and regulatory crackdowns in China and elsewhere. If you need evidence of how volatile, consider this. As of late September, the world's largest crypto, Bitcoin, has seen its price range from a 52-week high of nearly $65,000 to a 52-week low of less than $10,400. Despite that volatility, many crypto investors remain on the lookout for the next big payoff. Keep reading to learn which cryptocurrencies might explode soon. How to spot the next big cryptocurrency. Before figuring out which crypto might be the next big winner, it helps to understand why so many investors are gravitating toward cryptocurrency in the first place. Much of it has to do with a fundamental change in how digital assets are perceived, said Jeff Dorman, Chief Investment Officer at Arca, a financial services firm that specializes in digital assets. I believe we are in the early stages of a multi-decade secular shift towards digital assets. As the evolution from an analog to digital world has been transformed forever due to COVID-19, Dorman told Go Banking Rates in an email. He says this asset class has now evolved far beyond cryptocurrencies to decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and other investment vehicles. Profit and gains from crypto. But much of the public attention remains focused on crypto, largely because of the huge potential profits. When trying to identify the next big cryptocurrency, 2 things to keep an eye on are similar to what a stock investor would keep an eye on: market capitalization and price. Market cap works for crypto because it shows how much has been invested in a specific network. As a general rule, the larger the market cap, the more stable the asset, though it also means the coin has less room to grow. It also is important to keep an eye on the price to determine whether investors are bullish or bearish on the crypto. Other key metrics are volatility. This is one thing that any crypto investor is probably aware of because it measures the often wild price movements of a particular coin. The less volatile the price, the better for the crypto's value to remain stable. Volume 24-hour. As the name suggests, volume 24-hour is the total dollar value of all transactions over the past 24 hours. It can help you determine a coin's liquidity. Speed. In the world of cryptocurrency, speed refers to the rate at which a coin is exchanged. You calculate it by dividing 24-hour volume by the circulating supply. Supply. This refers to the estimated number of coins in supply. Checking the supply can help ensure you're not being influenced by unit price-based bias, in which there might be a large supply of a particular token because its price is so low. So, 1. Choose a cryptocurrency exchange. A cryptocurrency exchange is a platform where both buyers and sellers meet to trade crypto. Popular exchanges include Coinbase, Binance US, and Gemini. Exchanges typically have low fees, but also feature complicated interfaces with multiple trade types and advanced performance charts. They are better suited for experienced crypto investors. In contrast, cryptocurrency brokers feature much simpler interfaces that interact with exchanges for you. The downside is that some brokers charge higher fees than exchanges. You might also face certain restrictions, including restrictions on your ability to move crypto holdings off the platform. Well-known crypto brokers include Robinhood and Sophie. Number 2, open an account. After you've settled on a broker or exchange, you'll need to open an account and, in some cases, verify your identity. The next step is to deposit money into your crypto account by linking your bank account, authorizing a wire transfer, or making a payment with a debit or credit card. Just keep in mind that credit card companies usually treat crypto purchases as cash advances, which may carry higher fees and interest rates than regular purchases. 3. Place your crypto order. The final step is placing your crypto order. This might involve entering a ticker symbol such as BTC for Bitcoin. You will also need to indicate how many coins you'd like to purchase. Most exchanges and brokers let you purchase fractional shares of cryptocurrency. So, which cryptocurrency is set to explode? So now that you're ready to start buying cryptocurrency, the question is, which crypto will bring the biggest potential return? Although Bitcoin might be the obvious choice, it's not necessarily the best one in 2021. Your chances of having a big payoff might be better with a smaller coin that hasn't already been pumped up by institutional investors the way Bitcoin has. Here are 6 cryptos that still have a high ceiling. Number 1, Ethereum. Ethereum, commonly known as Ether, is the world's second largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin. Over the summer, it instituted a major upgrade that included reducing the supply of Ether. The upgrade also will allow the Ethereum network to handle more transactions per second, improve the platform's scalability, and lower transaction fees. Because the upgrade will occur before the end of 2021, Ether holds considerable upside. 2, Binance Coin. Binance is one of the most successful crypto exchanges in terms of trading volumes. Like Bitcoin, Binance Coin keeps a hard limit on the number of tokens in circulation. In its case, 200 million BNB tokens. This has helped the token price increase exponentially in 2021. In addition, Binance puts about 1/5 of its profits each quarter into getting rid of or burning BNB tokens, which raises the value of the remaining tokens. Next, Tether. Tether is a type of stablecoin designed to provide a less volatile alternative to Bitcoin because it is linked to another asset. In Tether's case, the asset is the US dollar. In valuation terms, Tether has a 1-to-1 ratio with the dollar, meaning it is less speculative than cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The big advantage of Tether is that it lets you make transactions in traditional currencies rather than having to dive into complex digital currencies. Next, Monero. One reason Monero might be a good bet is that it's designed to keep users anonymous through ring signatures and stealth addresses. This helps hide the identities of both the sender and the receiver. The feature isn't for everyone, but it is popular with many crypto investors who prefer to remain anonymous and has helped push Monero's price higher in 2021. Next, Algorand. Algo, founded by noted computer scientist Silvio Micali, has positioned itself as a competitor to Ethereum. It got a huge lift this year when El Salvador said it would establish its blockchain infrastructure using Algorand. One of Algo's biggest advantages is its proof of stake algorithm, which requires less electricity than Bitcoin and other platforms. This feature will only grow in importance as cryptocurrencies face more criticism and possible regulation for their massive energy consumption. So, there you guys have it. What do you guys think about this? What is the next big cryptocurrency to explode in 2021? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Is it going to be Ethereum, Algorand, or another one? Article number 2. Entrepreneur Dinho shares how he is garnering 12,000 Shiba Inu tokens daily from an old laptop. So, cryptocurrency mining is something that has been around for years. For more retail investors, buying and selling a coin is the only way to profit in the world of decentralized finance. Well, entrepreneur Dinho thinks differently. Crypto mining is the process of validating equations with a pool of other miners. And with each validation processed by the computer, you get rewarded with cryptocurrency. This form of mining is called proof of work. But in the world of DeFi, there are countless ways of contributing to the blockchains for rewards, such as proof of coverage and proof of stake, which has its pros and cons. Dinho told Benziga about the crypto mining journey. During the pandemic, he built a 12 GPU mining farm, acquired 11 Helium hotspot miners, proof of coverage, began KDA mining with an ASIC, a small computer device that is solely for mining cryptocurrency, and staked cryptocurrencies on proof of stake networks. Dinho built an audience on the social media platform TikTok and has a loyal crypto mining community behind him. Despite crypto regulations with the feds, entrepreneur Dinho figured out how to transform crypto mining into a business under one of his LLCs. Dinho told Benziga that he knew an investment in Shiba Inu was purely speculative, but he has his eyes on it due to seeing similar characteristics to Dogecoin. The token is up 74,314,968.49% since the start of the year, and its value peaked last month after rumors that Robinhood pushed to raise Shiba Inu on a list of cryptocurrencies available on the platform. On October 25th, 2021, 2 days before Shiba Inu hit all-time highs, he purchased 2.5 million Shiba for about $100. But then I did the calculations to exploit it. I'm going to earn the same amount of tokens, about 1.5 million Shiba Inu, in 4 months from mining with a very old laptop. Dinho said. Dinho had 2 old laptops laying around, one of which with an NVIDIA GPU built in, making it an ideal base for mining crypto. Both laptops are mining SHIB as we speak. Dinho used the website unmineable.com, which he mentioned to us is beginner unfriendly, and unfortunately the software is not currently available for Mac OS users. Once the application is installed, it detects your device's specifications in order to have enough space to operate efficiently. These components mainly are determined on the RAM space, CPU, and GPU. Dinho's GPU miner was recorded at 22.8 mH, which produces about 12,271 Shiba Inu tokens on a daily basis. His CPU-based laptop is on another mining pool. RandomX has recorded performance of hash rate of 3,594 hash rate that garners 2,052 Shiba daily, or 61,568 Shina in a month, according to the website. Even if a single SHIB is worth next to nothing, Dinho compares the community behind the token to that of Dogecoin. As with Dogecoin, he expects SHIB to continue to gain popularity, thus expanding its value. Earlier this year, Elon Musk was talking about Dogecoin, and to be fair to you, I didn't think Doge was going to do anything with it. Dinho said, but it's crazy what transcribed, and I wouldn't rule out of the possibility of happening it to SHIB. I feel like it may reflect the same thing Dogecoin did. So, what do you guys think about this article? Entrepreneur Dinho shares how he is garnering 12,000 Shiba Inu tokens daily from an old laptop. Comment down below and let me know if you have an old laptop and you would like to get into mining. Okay, article number 3. Anthony Scaramucci urges investors to buy Bitcoin, says it's headed for 500K. Skybridge Capital's Anthony Scaramucci is once again making waves in the Bitcoin market, this time with a predicted value of Bitcoin, which he put at one of the highest ever since in the space. For Scaramucci, investing in Bitcoin has been a no-brainer, taking both a personal and corporate stake in the digital asset. However, now the CEO is taking and talking to investors across the sphere. Buy Bitcoin now. Scaramucci has urged investors to purchase Bitcoin despite its current price, which is deemed to be on the high side. He explains that Bitcoin is barely at its peak, thus making this a perfect time for investors to get into the digital asset. Scaramucci explained that getting into Bitcoin is a need, opining that even investors who buy at the current prices are still very early, stating, "I still believe we are very, very early." This sentiment is shared widely in the Bitcoin community, as the majority of analysts have put the value of the asset of $100,000 before year end, going off ARK Invest Kathy Wood's prediction for the asset that it would over a billion wallets by the middle of 2025. The CEO put BTC at $500,000 a coin. These coins will easily trade at 500,000K. Remember, you don't even have enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in our society to earn one coin. The same prediction has been given by Wood, who has reiterated her stance on the matter multiple times throughout the year. The CEO is notorious for making risky bets in the investment space, expects that the price point would be reached in the next 5 years. Scaramucci also pointed to the scarcity of Bitcoin. The asset will only ever have 21 million coins no matter where the price ends up. And the CEO explained that you don't even have enough for each millionaire. So for me, I think this is a very scarce property. What will drive BTC price? If you ask different Bitcoin maximalists this question, they would probably give you the different but related answers. However, it all boils down to adoption. Scaramucci put the price of BTC at $500,000 when it reaches a billion wallets that are predicted to happen by 2025. Kathy Wood shares the same sentiment, but adds that institutional investors diversifying their portfolios will also play a major role in driving up the price of the asset. Others, like Nigel Green, founder and CEO of De Beer Group, say that inflation will be the biggest driver of growth for BTC. This is because investors will need a way to protect their assets from being eaten by inflation, and Bitcoin is the perfect candidate for that. Last but not least, market analysts will tell you that movement trends are indicative of a big blowout in the coming years. One thing that remains constant is that they all see the price of Bitcoin doing incredibly well in the future, echoing Scaramucci's message of buy Bitcoin now. All right, there you guys have it. What do you think about Anthony Scaramucci urges investors to buy Bitcoin and says it's headed for 500K? Comment down below and let me know what you think. All right, before we get into the next round of articles, just want to say thank you so much. I've been looking at the analytics on my podcast, and I've seen a lot of people listening in on their Apple devices to Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much. If you do have friends and family members that have Android devices, they can catch me on Spotify and Google. Again, that's Dave's Daily Crypto Take on Podcast Realm and also YouTube Space. So again, like, share, subscribe does help me out greatly. Again, thank you in advance. Let's keep on going. Article number 4. Cardano records 2 times higher transaction volume than Ethereum, ranks second most active chain. So the ongoing Cardano network development appears to be yielding results, with the cryptocurrency emerging among the top active chains over the last 24 hours as of November 15th. Over the period, Cardano recorded $18.24 billion in transaction volume to rank in the second spot behind Bitcoin, according to data provided by Cardano Daily. The number 1 ranked cryptocurrency recorded a volume of $21.6 billion. Interestingly, Cardano's volume was doubled compared to third place Ethereum, $9.31 billion. Bitcoin Cash ranks fourth at $4.5 billion, with Litecoin emerging fifth at $3.4 billion. Impact of Cardano network development. The transaction volume data comes after Cardano underwent a smart contract upgrade. enabling developers to create apps with advanced capabilities on the blockchain. Notably, Ethereum is the dominant network offering smart contract functionality. The transaction volume seems to have caught the crypto community by surprise, including Charles Hoskinson, the CEO of Cardano developer IOHK. Pretty spooky ghost chain, if you ask me. Overall, ADA continues to emerge among the most highly sought after cryptocurrencies due to its still relatively low price. The network is accompanied by high level marketing and potential of being an Ethereum killer. With increasing use cases, ADA has gained consistently, although Ethereum also continues to surge in value while dominating the decentralized finance and non fungible token sectors. In general, the high transaction volume reflects the growing utility of the Cardano network, with investors projecting sustained future spikes. With the upgrades, the Cardano ecosystem has also recorded growth in other metrics. As we recently reported, ADA's staking wallets reached a total of 942,117 on November 10th, 2021, growing 14.7% from 821,024 addresses on September 10th, 2021. At the same time, the total amount of ADA staked reached its value of $53.6 billion, or 72.17% of the total currency supply. ADA price movement. By press time, Cardano's native token ADA was trading at $2.03. With the recent activity on the network, investors can expect ADA's price to keep growing with the potential of breaching the $2.30 barrier and making a dash for the $2.50 hurdle. Although things are looking up for ADA, if the price can retest the $1.72 demand barrier, the trajectory might be weakened. At the same time, dropping to this barrier will possibly invalidate the bullish trend by resulting in a new lower low. If this happens, Cardano's price could explore the $1.58 support level. So there you guys have it. What do you think about this article? Cardano records 2 times higher transaction volume than Ethereum, ranks second most active chain. Comment down below and let me know what you think. All right. Last but not least, our main topic today is how 4 NFT novices created a billion-dollar ecosystem for cartoon apes. Bored Ape Yacht Club became internet rock stars by making NFTs of grungy simians that aren't just viral images, they're tickets to a whole new lifestyle. Just last year, the 430-somethings behind Bored Ape Yacht Club, a collection of 10,000 NFTs which house cartoon primates and unlock the virtual world they live in, were living modest lifestyles and working day jobs as they fiddled with creative projects on the side. Now they're multimillionaires who made it big off edgy, haphazardly constructed art pieces that solo act as membership cards to a decentralized community of madcaps. What's more punk rock than that? The phenomenal nature of it all has to do with the recent appearance all over the internet of images of grungy apes with unimpressed expressions on their faces and human clothes on their sometimes multicolored, sometimes metal bodies. Most of the apes look like characters one might see in a comic about hipsters in Williamsburg. Some are smoking and some have pizza hanging from their lips, while others don leather jackets, beanies, and grills. The core team Apes described the graffiti-covered bathroom of the club itself, which looks like a sticky tiki bar, in a way that echoes that project's broader mission. Think of it as a collaborative art experiment of the cryptosphere. As for the pixelish walls around the virtual toilet, that's really just a members-only canvas for the discerning minds of crypto Twitter, according to a blurb on the website, which recognizes that it's probably going to be full of dicks. So I always go balls to the wall, founding Ape Gordon Goner tells Rolling Stone over Zoom. Everything about Goner, who could pass for a weathered 30 or a young 40, screams frontman, and his neck tattoo to his sturdy physique to dark circles under his eyes and his brazen attitude. He's a risk taker. Back during his gambling problem days, he admits he'd kill it at the tables and then lose it all at the slot machines on the way to the car. He's also the only one in the group that wasn't working a normal 9 to 5 before the sudden tsunami of their current successes. And that's because he's never had a real job. Not bad for a high school dropout, he says through a smirk. Although Goner and his comrades' aesthetic and rapport mirror that of a musical act freshly thrust into the stardom, they're actually the creators of Yuga Labs, a Web3 company. Goner and his partners in creative crime, Gargamel, No Sass, and Emperor Tomato Ketchup were inspired by the communities of crypto lovers that have blossomed so platforms like Twitter in recent years. Clearly, people with this once niche interest craved a destination to gather, discuss blockchain related developments, and hurl the most inside jokes. Why not? They thought give NFT collectors their own official home, and Bored Ape Yacht Club was born. This summer, 101 of Yuga Labs Bored Ape Yacht Club tokens, which were first minted in early May, resold for $24.4 million in an auction hosted by the fine art house Sotheby's. Competitor Christie's followed shortly thereafter, auctioning off an art collector's haul of modern day artifacts, which included 4 apes. For $12 million, around the same time, one collector bought a single token directly from OpenSea, kind of like eBay for NFTs for $2.65 million. A few weeks later, another Sotheby's sale set a new auction record for the most valuable single bored ape ever sold. Ape number 8,817 went for $3.4 million. At press time, tokens related to the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem, this includes the traditional apes, but also things called mutant apes and apes pets, had generated around $1 billion. My name's not even Gordon, says Goner, who, like the rest of Yuga Lab's inner circle, chooses to hide his true identity behind a quirky pseudonym. Gordon Goner just sounded like Joey Ramone, and that made it sound like I was in a band called the Goners. I thought that was cool. But when we first started, I kept asking, are we the Beastie Boys of NFTs? Because right after our initial success, it felt like the Beastie Boys going on tour with Madonna. Everyone was like, who are these kids? Funnily enough, Madonna's longtime manager, Guy Osiri, signed on to the Repta foursome about a month after Goner made his comment to Rolling Stone. He's referring to the commotion that immediately followed the first few days of Bored Ape Yacht Club existence. When sales were dismal, things were moving so slowly in that week-long pre-sale, recalls Goner's more soft-spoken colleague. Emperor Tomato Ketchup, I think we made something between $30,000 and $60,000 total in sales. And then overnight, it exploded. All of us were like, oh man, this is real now. The 10,000 tokens, each originally priced at 0.08 Ethereum, around $300, had sold out. While the crypto community might have been asking who they were, the general public started wondering what all the fuss was about. Even Golden State Warriors player Stephen Curry started using his ape as his Twitter profile picture for all of his 15.5 million followers to behold. Bored ape art isn't as valuable as it is because it's visually pleasing. Even though it is, it's still valuable because it also serves as a digital identity for which its owners receives commercial usage rights, meaning they can sell any sort of spin-off product based on the art. The tokens, meanwhile, act like ID cards that give the owners access to an online Soho house of sorts, just a nerdier, more buck wild one. Noah Davis, who heads up Christie's online sales department for digital art, says that it's the perennial freebies and perks that solidify the Bored Ape Yacht Club as one of the most rewarding and coveted memberships. In the eyes of most, if not most, almost all of the art community, BAYC is completely misunderstood. He says, however, within other tribes of pop culture, he continues hugely prominent figures cherish the idea of having a global hub for some of the most like-minded, tech-savvy, and forward-thinking individuals on the planet. Gargamel is a name I ridiculously gave myself based off the fact that my fiance had never seen the Smurfs when we were launching this. Says Goner's right-hand man, who looks kind of like a cross between a character he named himself after an indie music listening liberal arts school alumni. He's flabbergasted at the unexpected permanence of it all. Now I meet with CEOs of billion-dollar companies, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Gargamel. What is that would you like to speak to me about?" The gang burst out in laughter. In conversing, Gargamel and Goner, whose relationship is the connective tissue that brought the others in, are mostly playful, but they do bicker, similar to how a frontman and lead guitarist might butt heads in learning to share the spotlight. They first might met in their early 20s at a dive bar in Miami, where they were both born and raised, and immediately started arguing about books. He doesn't like David Foster Wallace because he's wrong about things, Connor interjects, cheekily as Gargamel attempts to tell their story. He hasn't even read Infinite Jest. He criticizes him, and he's just never read the book. He's like, oh, it's pretentious, garbage. No, it's not. Gargamel then points out that he has read other books by Wallace, while Nosas, who still hasn't chimed in, flashes a half smile that suggests they've been doing this road more than once before. I think on the whole, he has just the worst thing to happen to this program, given all the things people are churning out. Says Gargamel, they eventually decide to agree that Wallace, the J.D. Salinger, isn't always interpreted correctly or taught well, and we move on. Only Afghaner points out that tattoos he got for Kurt Vonnegut and Charles Bukowski at like 17, but before diving too deep into the postmodernist concepts. Garner and Gargamel's relationship speaks to how the group operates as a whole, according to Nosas, whose name is self-explanatory. There's always a yin and a yang going on, and he's throughout the call. Nosas continues to make sense of things and keep the others in check in an unwavering manner, positioning himself as the backbone of the group, or our metaphorical drummer. It's like, I'll come up with the idea that wins us the game, Connor says, referencing his casino traversing past. And his job is to make sure we get to make it car park. Nosas rhythm section counterpart is clearly Tomato, the pseudo band's secret weapon who's loaded with talent and harder to read. He picked his name while staring at an album of the same name by English-French band Stereo Lab. The project's name, Bored Ape Yacht Club, represents a club for people who got rich quick by aping in, crypto slang for investing big in something unsure, and thusly are too bored to do anything but create memes and debate about analytics. The yacht part is coded in satire, given that the digital clubhouse the apes congregate in was designed to look like a dive bar in the swampy Everglades. Gargamel, whose college roommate started mining Bitcoin back in 2010, got Goner into crypto in 2017 when the latter was bedridden with an undisclosed illness, bored and on his phone. I knew he had a risk-friendly profile, Gargamel says. I said, I'm throwing some money into some stupid stuff here. You want to get in with this with me? He immediately took it so hard, he rode the euphoric wave up 2017 crypto up and then cried all the way down the other side of the roller coaster. At the start of 2021, they looked at the modern relics like CryptoPunks and hash masks, which have become a sort of cultural currency, and they looked at crypto Twitter and wondered what would happen if they combined the collectible art component with community membership via gamification. The idea was golden, but they weren't technologically savvy enough to know how to build the back end. So Gargamel called up Nosas and Tomato, who both studied computer science at the same university he had attended for grad school. I had no idea what was involved in the code for this, Gargamel admits. I read something that said something about JavaScript, so I called them and said, do you guys know anything about Java? And then they couldn't be further from what we're supposed to know. While they were tech savvy, Nosas and Tomato were not crypto savvy. They both wrote their first lines of Solidity code, a language for smart contracts, in February of this year. I was like, just learn it. It's going to be great. Let's go, recalls Gargamel. From a technical perspective, some of the stuff that we're built out of has relatively janky workflows, which people then seize upon, asking us how we did it, says Tomato. It's actually stake and wire or whatever, but nobody else has done it. A lot of stress and fear went into the first drop, according to Nosas. We were constantly on the phone going, oh no, is this okay? Is it going to explode? He shakes his head. I wish we still had simple NFT drops. We can pump those out super fast now. Every single thing we do scares the heck out of me, adds Tomato. They started out with unsharpened goals of capitalizing on every clear trend. But after one particularly exhilarating night of incessant spitballing, Goner realized that all he really wanted was something to do and for like-minded people to talk to an immersive, fantastical world. Virtual art was enticing, but it needed to do something too. We'd see these NFT collections that didn't have any utility, Garner says, that didn't make any sense to me at the time, because you can cryptographically verify who owns these things. Why wouldn't you offer some sort of utility? So Gargamel told him the next day he loved the clubhouse idea so much that he'd want to do it even if it was a failure. They realized that they just carved a hilarious story to tell 10 years later, Gargamel says. I figured we'd say, yeah, we spent 40 grand and 6 months making a club for apes, but it didn't go anywhere. And that's how we actually started having fun in the process, Connor chimes in. Because at least we could say, this is how we spent our summer. How ridiculous is that? We made the Bored Ape Yacht Club and it was a total disaster. Gargamel interjects to remind everyone that Tomato ended up reacting to their springtime victory by buying a Volvo, the memory of which incites another surge of laughter. They haven't indulged in too many lavish purchases since then, but they all ordered pelotons. Tomato bought a second Volvo, and they all paid their moms back for their supporting them in becoming modern day mad scientists. I'll never forget the night that we sold out, says No Sass. I was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I hear my phone ring. I see that it is Tomato and think something has gone terribly wrong. I pick up the phone and he's like, dude, you need to wake up right now. We just made $1 million. Nansen, a company that trades blockchains analytics, reported that for one night Bored API Club had most used smart contract on Ethereum. That's absurd, says Gargamel. Uniswap, a popular network of decentralized finance apps, does billions and billions of transactions, but for that one night, we took over the world. At press time, the foursome, let's just go ahead and call them the Goners, had personally generated about $22 million from the secondary market alone. Every time I talk to my parents about how this has blown up, they literally do not know what to say, adds Tomato, whose mom started crying when he first explained what had happened. Since its opening, the group has created pets for the apes via the Bored Ape Kennel Club, as well as the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. The latter was launched to expand the community to interested individuals who weren't brave enough to ape in at the beginning. Yuga Labs unleashed 10,000 festering, bubbling, and or oozing apes compete with missing limbs when weird growths via a surprise Dutch auction, which was used to deter bots from snatching up inventory by starting at a maximum price and working its way down. With a starting price of 3 ETH or about $11,000, this move opened up the playing field for about an hour, which is about how long it took for the mutants to sell out. The team also randomly airdropped 10,000 serums, which now pop up on OpenSea for tens of thousands of dollars for pre-existing apes to drink and thusly create zombified clones. When they sold 500 tangible hats to ape holders in June, the guys spent days packaging products in Gargamel's mom's backyard in Florida. And immediately some of them sold for thousands of dollars, Gargamel exclaims. It was a $25 hat. We were like, holy crap, we can be a Web3 streetwear brand. What does that even look like? But the team is still searching for ways to create more value by building even more doors that the tokens can unlock. They recently surprised collectors with a treasure hunt. The winner received 5 ETH, worth more than $16,000 at press time, and another ape. And on October 1st, they announced the first annual Ape Fest, which runs from October 31st through November 6th and includes an in-person gallery party, yacht party, warehouse party, merch pop-up, and charity dinner in New York. Garner tells Rolling Stone that they're currently discussing partnership ideas with multiple music acts, but he refuses to reveal additional details in fear of jinxing it. Further down the line, the Garners see a future of interoperability so that collectors can upload their apes into various corners of the metaverse. Hypothetically, an ape could appear inside a popular video game like Fortnite, and the user could dress it in digital versions of Bored Ape Yacht Club merch. We want to encourage that as much as possible, says Gargamel. We're making 3-dimensional models of everybody's ape now, but making 10,000 perfect models takes a little bit of time. At the start of the last year, guys had no idea their potentially disastrous idea would become a full-time job. They were working 14 hours a day to get the project up and running, and after the big drop, they decided to do up that to 16 hours a day. None of us have really slept in almost 7 months now, says Connor. We're teetering on burnout. To avoid that, Yuga Labs has already put a slew of artists on staff and hired social media managers and Discord community managers, as well as CFO. We want to be a Web3 lifestyle company, says Garner, who emphasizes that they're still growing. I'm a metaverse maximalist at this point. I think that Ready Player One experience is ready on the cusp of happening in this world. If Bored Ape Yacht Club is essentially this band of brothers' debut album, there's really no telling what their greatest hits will look like. So there you guys have it, a very long article, but very interesting how four NFT novices created a $1 billion ecosystem of cartoon apes. Bored Ape Yacht Club. Look it up and let me know what you think and comment down below. All right, let's take a look at our prices one last time before we head out. So at number one, we got BTC at $60,588. Ethereum, $4,299. Binance Coin, $606. Tether, $1. Solana, $225. Cardano, $1.93. XRP, $1.12. Polkadot, $41. USD Coin, $1. And last but not least, Dogecoin at 24 cents. All right, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for making it this far into the podcast and YouTube video. Again, this is Dave's Daily Crypto Take. Do what you can by supporting me by liking, sharing, subscribing, and telling your friends and family members that you can catch me on Podcast Realm, Apple, Spotify, and Google. Other than that, thank you so much for letting yourself listen to my podcast and watching the video. Please have a great crypto day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.